Alrighty, and the sound is working. We are off to the races. I am missing water, so I might have to pass off for that at some point, but for now, here we are. Getting a first pick rip. Now my problem here is that the two best cards in this pack by an absolute mile are Rip and Under the Skin. And if I take Rip, I'm in green-white. And this also has ethereal armor, which someone's going to want. So I'm actually going to prefer Under the Skin because it's almost as good of a card, and it doesn't lock me into white, which is just a terrible color. And here we get past a pack with a Fear of Abduction and a Wary Watchdog. Now, Fear of Abduction doesn't really belong in a green-white deck, and I already just passed a gray-white card. So let's just say that white is off the table, and we'll take the second best card in the pack. Maybe it's even better to take Glimmerlade here. Although we'll take Watchdog, because if I'm a blue-red aggressive deck, it can be hard to find enough 2-drops. Awesome, we find more Graveyard Synergy and an even better card in Piggy Bank, but we're just going to keep with the path with green for now. Duskmourn's Domination is interesting to see. It definitely belongs here. It's a good card, but not that good. Killer's Mask, Piggy Bank, Manifest Dread. Yep, Manifest Dread. Rack up those 2-drops. And we get past the Wicker Folk Thresher. That's awesome. This is such a lane. We're passing a Growing Dread, pick 4, which is honestly pretty great. That's never making it back, but if it does, we're just 100% in blue-green. And I'm not scared of fighting someone for blue on the way back. We're also not passing any great green cards, so Growing Dread might just not see the light of day. Overall, every card we picked so far is like above a 3, so this is just great card quality, and we're just finding our lane into green. With this draft format, I like to personally focus on green and blue as like my target, and I'm either going to draft into green or I'm going to draft into blue, and I'm going to look to shard off of that, off of those 2 colors. Because green can splash you better, so if your deck's not really looking great, sometimes it's like, well, maybe I have to play 3 colors because I'm just not getting card quality. So that's where I love the green, and blue-white is just your optimal, like, highest good. That's what you want, is to be in blue-white. So if you're playing green, white is only good if it's paired with blue, so that's where you get your blue in. Green-black or blue-black are both, like, middling decks, but they're both fine. Valgavoth's Faithful, green-black. Or Unable to Scream. I'm taking Unable to Scream. We've already passed too much white, and someone's going to pick Rite of the Moth, and someone's going to pick Valgavoth's Faithful. And I just don't want to be either of those game plans, and a pick 5 Unable to Scream is actually just pretty good. And it gives me the opportunity to go into an enchantment deck also, which is where I'd love to be. So we're passing great white cards, partially good black cards. Let's go check our picks. Nowhere to run. Not a lot of black there. Not a lot of black there. And then this pick 1 is some black. So yeah, I'm happy to take this Unable to Scream because there weren't many blue good cards there either. So what do we want here? Terramorphic Expanse is an awesome card. It belongs in a lot of decks. Maybe I should have picked Terramorphic Expanse. That's probably better. Ooh, now it gets difficult. Because we get past Live or Die, Rite of the Moth again. Whoever picks the first Live or Die or Rite of the Moth is going to be really happy. So we can just cut off blue, white, black, white, just completely. Just cut off those colors. I honestly love this Bleeding Woods here, because if I go into red-green, this is what I want, and it keeps the path. So let's just take this and move on. Wow. Wow. I want to say that's unfortunate, but it's kind of hard to even be mad. It's just like, sure. Well, we would have had a great Reanimator deck if we had picked up the black card when it came, but now we know. The 3rd copy of Rite of the Moth has just passed through, so we are definitely not in that color. And we get a Bashful Beastie to pick up as well. Of course, the most valuable Slayer is a slightly better card here, but Bashful Beastie fits more in the blue-green deck. So we're just going to pick this up here, and most valuable Slayer is fine. It's fine. Stalked Researcher, someone's going to be very happy to pick that up late, and I'm okay with that, because we're just staying the course of cutting green. And as long as there's no good green cards being passed, I am a happy camper. Alright, Marina Vendel is still here, Shepherding Spirits gets passed back, and a Razor Trap Gorge as well. Now, do we want to just take the land here to make it a little harder for everyone else? I think so. I'm not playing any of these cards, except maybe Duskmourn's Domination. Maybe I should pick this up. I'll pick up the Duskmourn's Domination, just because a 10th pick Duskmourn's Domination could actually send someone into blue. Honestly, I'm great with this as the shell of the deck. This just looks like a great start. I need some Manifest Dread payoffs. I have a lot of Manifest Dread right now. Grasping Longneck isn't really the card quality I'm looking for, but besides that, like I feel like this has gone really well. I don't know why this card gets such a high rating. It's bad. This card's bad and you shouldn't play it. I am taking Frantic Strength because I could play it if I end up in green-red. Wow. I'm just not a deck that's going to care about enchantments, so we'll just keep putting some bad red cards in the sideboard along with some middling green cards. And if we end up being a green-red aggressive deck, then so be it. So we've got two colors to split on here. We're sharding pretty well. Of course, I'd love to be in blue-green, but if the cards just don't come through, the cards don't come through. I'm not mad at that. No one's out here forcing green-blue right now, like right behind me, because I've done well cutting those cards, so I'm not too scared that the person I'm passing to... Wow, you love to see it. Omnivorous Flytrap, Manifest Dread, Patchwork Beastie. I am, of course, taking the rare. There's not really a choice here. And I love that I'm probably going to get one of these two cards back. If I don't get one of these two cards back, I want these three cards. These are the three cards that I want here. And I would take Clockwork Percussionist very happily as well. So these cards kind of what I'm looking at. And it's just what a great pack for me. What a great opening pack. Brood Spinner asking me to look a little harder. Oh, also Unholy Annex. Black is open. I hate to say it, but black is open. I have to take this, right? I have to take this. Yeah. Third pick, Murder. Sure. Oh. Green-black is coming through, so let's see what happens. Patchwork Beastie, great card in this deck. And also the Paranormal Analyst. Ooh. Look, there's a large part of me that says pick the green card because it stays more on theme with what you're doing. But if I pass the Paranormal Analyst at this point, fourth pick Paranormal Analyst. Oh. I just can't do that. That's too much for me. How are we doing on red cards? Still 2 red cards. This would put us into 3, and we've got 2 great black cards also. Well, I'm going to take the Paranormal Analyst because it's the better card, and we're serious about finding our lane right now. Patchwork Beastie also belongs in the green-red deck, so I think I'm not giving away as much by passing that. And if these cards just never turn out, then this is still a good start to a deck, these 9 cards. And we're just going to start a little separate pile over here of awesome black cards that are like draws into black, and we'll see what happens. But whatever this is, it's going to be like the next 3 picks are going to decide what lane we're in, probably. We're out of red completely. I am disenfranchised with red unless I get past like a red rare right now or like another Glassworks. But even then, I don't want it. Fear of Isolation, Nashi, Search the Dark, Central Elevator. I can't take Elevator. I really shouldn't take Nashi. Fear of Isolation is the best card in the pack. I'm taking it. Nashi. Nashi's cool, but it's not my deck. Fear of Isolation is so my deck. It's incredibly my deck. And we get past a green-blue land and some middling cards outside of that. And that is the point where we're going to stop speculating and really commit. Now I know what I want to be. Now the first key is so valuable, you just have to take it. Pack 7, love it. I'm just taking key. And if we happen to end up with some good rooms, I'd love the 3-mana ramp room. I could see a lot of good rooms at this point for this deck. So yeah, I'm happy to go ahead and pick up a key. And if, say it's names, I value them highly in pack one to see if I want to be a say it's name deck. But since it's pack 2, I just presume that someone else has picked them up at this point, and we're just going to let that be a card that they take. There's another green deck somewhere that's taking say its name, and I don't want it. Five packs on T-Ghost. Ghostly Keybearer is also a great card, but I just don't have any rooms at all, so not a great card for me. Now, Slavering Branch Snapper, huh? I mean, that's what we're taking. Spectral Snatcher is cool, but it's not what's happening at all. So we're just going to take this Branch Snapper and hope for the best. Oh. Take a Glimmer Burst. Black has been open, but we would not have had a good black deck. Like I've seen like 1 Rats, and it was when I was still like hard locking green. So I just wouldn't have had a good black deck. It was tempting, and there were great black cards being passed. I think that that's like the real lesson of this draft is just like you kind of have to stay your lane sometimes, even when it can be like really tempting. Like, oh, I just got to pick 1, pick 2. It's like, maybe I want to keep that, but let's look at those picks and see what I passed. Yeah, so for the deck I'm in, I would have taken Enable to Scream and where did I get the Murder? I could have had Enable to Scream and Bottomless Pool. Whoops. And Cursed Windbreaker comes back, amazingly. And we're just gonna... We're gonna take the land. Yeah. Just because I would love to end up splashing. Take the red card because it's a little more on theme. I could splash a red card here and be pretty happy. How much Manifest Red do we have? 1. I count this as 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Ooh, I need more Manifest Dread. My Manifest Dread deck isn't manifesting enough Dread. That's a bad sign. So how do we fix that? Well, for one thing, I am actually very happy with my curve. What do we pick up? We pick up an Abhorrent Oculus. Wow. What a perfect top deck for this deck. We're going to Manifest Dread that, and we're going to take it, and we're going to hold it and love it and call it George. What an amazing top deck. Now let's just see what's here for a second. Now this pick is more serious. What do I need? Monstrous Emergence is the pick. There is no other pick. That is nice. That is nice that it's that simple. We find an Ultranac.
Do I believe that Ultranac fits the theme of this deck well enough to be better than... Yeah, actually, because sometimes a ramp spell is what this deck's going to need, and that's what it is. That's what that gives me. Wow, we're getting passed back nothing in color at this point, so pack 4 just has like nothing for us at all. I'm going to be mean, and I'm going to pick the best card and put it away, because I don't want to deal with it later. I don't want to play against this card, so I'm just going to put it over here. And you know what? Maybe if we're struggling for playables and we end up in the 3-color space, we can just go ahead and pick that up and put it in. I'm not mad at a Betrayer's Bargain in this deck for sure. 4-mana removal spell. Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, good rares. Just good rares. 2 in the 3-drop slot too. Love it. Paranormal Analyst and Wicker Folk and Ultranac being the pseudo rares. And
Say what? Say what now? The 5th pick, pack 3, second Paranormal Analyst. We need more of that. We need more of that so bad. Oh, ho, ho, this is so scary.
we just need cards, 2 drops that say Manifest Dread. That's like all this deck needs now. Could use some more removal too, but that's not what's going to kill me. What's going to kill me is not having anything. Oh, not having anything to manifest with my Analyst. Okay. Nothing on color at all, but a good card, a good removal spell. Bringing us up to 4 serious removal spells, which is a good place to be. 2 Unable to Screams, a Monstrous Urge, and Duskmourn's Domination. Oh, now it's ugly. You know, the card quality is really just not coming through at this point, but it's okay, because we really have completed most of our deck at this point. So we're kind of just scrapping. Okay, and a quick check shows that we do not have... This is kind of a brutal end here. We had a great start, and then it just feels like in this last pack we just kind of haven't gotten anything supportive to our plan. I want to stay blue-green here because oh wow, that's actually a great trick. We're going to cut a forest, and that's probably the deck. Now let's do a really sad count of, oh, how much Manifest Dread we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm counting fear. 5, 6. Ugh. Ugly. That's ugly. But we have pretty good ways to get to them, and a deck like this has enough top end that if we just survive some of the early game nonsense, we're not in a bad spot ever.
Okay, now this is an amazing start, except that Under the Skin and Paranormal Analyst don't love each other. Well, they do love each other, just not at the start of games. They love each other in the mid game. All right, good to see. My opponent is me, but better. Always a good place to start. My opponent is me, but with better kill spells. Okay. Now, whatever they discard here is actually not great. Like, they don't have many great discards. They take the Under the Skin, which is fair and reasonable. And I will be drawing a bonus card. They should attack first, because I would not have blocked if they attacked first. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. No, no. No, I'm stupid. No. Well, I lose. You know what? This is still not the worst spot ever. 4 cards in hand to 4 cards in hand. They're on 5 lands. So now they've got 3 spells in hand probably. And I'm about to draw 2 and take out their Innocuous Rat. So now if I can get a creature out, I'm actually pretty happy. Okay. And we're actually just going to hang out for a bit because they don't know about Omnivorous Flytrap, and I don't necessarily need them to know about Omnivorous Flytrap. So if I can hit, like, if I can get to 7 mana. Oh, wow. Okay, now that's great for me. Because what that means is that we cast this and we say go. And now Ultranet comes down
On turn 7, unless they're holding up a billion mana. They did that pretty quick, probably a creature. What's that last spell?
They will eventually sack Slavering Branch Snapper. I have to just go for it. Hey, and it resolves. Awesome. I can actually just race him because of Omnivorous Flytrap. Now, Don't Make a Sound is actually pulling a lot of weight here. Yes, we just take the damage. And it's that same one card he's had the whole time. Alright, well, buddy. Distribute, double. Is it a kill spell? Awesome. Awesome. What more could you ask for? Sometimes they just line it up for you. Now, I will just throw this down. Yeah, that seems great. Cast Fear. Returning Rickety Gazebo to its owner's hand. And then say go. Yeah, I just outvalued him. I didn't even need the rare. Crazy that I threw away a Paranormal Analyst and still beat a 3-color deck that had all 3 of its colors on turn 2. I go first with a good enough hand. I will send it every day of the week. Now we're actually going to lead with green, green. Yes. Perfect. More perfect. Now, what he can't see is that the reason for that was because I want to get in for 2 and have my under the skin put in insane work. What he can see is that this is not going to go well for him. And going to pay to flip this now so that he can see that it's a rare. And also just for the +1/+1 counter, save me some mana later. And now under the skin, if I have to not pick up Omnivorous Flytrap, I of course won't, but I would really prefer for that to be picking up the Omnivorous Flytrap again to play it again. He drops a 4/4. Interesting. Alrighty. Alright, what do we got done here? Sorcery, land. Well, let's... take the instant, grab the Unable to Scream, cast Unable to Scream, attack for 4. Yeah. And now we're back up to 3. Now, this deck has draws that are good here, but this is honestly already a little sus. Yeah, he goes ahead and exiles it. But the good news is he doesn't have a good way to do anything now. What do you have for 1 mana instant speed in black? You have crewing. Okay, you can crew, but this is crew 1. He also doesn't know that I've drawn 8 lands, double his lands this game.
In my 16 land deck, half the lands are gone. More than half the lands are gone. He's gonna let me in? Sure. Of course we play the land, so that now we're at 6. We can cast everything. Every draw is a good draw. No way. Really? I guess he's trying to survive until he draws more lands, and I'm praying that I don't draw more lands. So... I should have attacked for 2. No shot. Oh, this is fine. It trades. So he's down a card and we trade. That's fine. He'll draw lands. He will. It just takes time. That will trade with my face down card. How do people do this? How do people draw 4 lands and then just stop drawing lands. That's the real secret that I need here. How do you draw exactly 4 lands and then just be like, okay, 4 was enough. I don't need more lands, therefore I won't draw them. Ultranac being not the best draw in the deck, but a pretty good draw. Definitely applies the pressure we need. They have to not have a kill spell, or they would have done that differently, I think. Well, we drew 10 lands. We hit 10 lands in the top of our deck, and our opponent did not do that, so that's why we lost. Not much more to it. Attack all? You already started the attack phase. That's tough. He's looking for lethal. Does he have it? I kind of think he has it. Oh, he's not going for it. He's a safe boy. Sure. Sure. He's making the right play. It's just like, whatever, man. It does not matter. Like, what does he think that I have that's got him so scared? Goes to 8. Attack for 10. He blocks. Then he does something cool because, yeah. Well, I actually still had a way into that game and I threw it. That's funny. Imagine playing so bad that you draw 6 lands and your opponent draws 11 and you still lose. And you still can lose. That's honestly just a sign that I need to slow down because I gotta win those games. Awesome. 10 out of 10 hand. Paranormal Analyst, and then I'll play the second. Boom. We're actually gonna lead with Grasping Longneck because I'm so scared of them just killing the second one too. Just popping off with the second removal spell. Like, trapped in the screen is so an option here. It's a sad reality, but it's the reality we live in. And if I draw land here, it's just so good. Yes, yes. And then we just say go. He attacks. I refuse to block. Oh. Denied. That card goes away. Oops, it just comes back to my hand. Play the land. I don't feel the need to attack this turn. Grasping Longneck is such a good blocker, and as much as this is a great position, I still feel like I could have this game turned around on me pretty quick. Besides, I'd love, if I don't have anything else to do in this next turn, to put that on the Grasping Longneck, actually. Awesome. Three 2-drops versus my Disguise. Tunnel of Hate. Sure, buddy. Sure. Who are you attacking with? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm the aggro deck. I'm gonna act like it. And when I say that, I do mean that I am the aggro deck, and I'm going to act like it. Get in for 7. He just doesn't really have a way to get around my flying creature, so that's kind of the game that I'm playing here, is that flying is going to kill him. Must be blocked if able. That's scary. Sure. Take this. Yeah. I feel good about that. Now you cast your Manifest Dread. Woo! I get in for 1 billion. Also woo. Play another flying card. Return Cursed Windbreaker. Play Cursed Windbreaker. Okay. I love that. Now Paranormal Analyst can be sacked, and he has to be really careful with what he attacks with, because a lot of things just let me crack back for lethal, or get close enough to lethal that it just doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. He can't even see that the hand is amazing, but the hand is amazing, so that's his problem. I hate these hands, but I keep them. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but also, I'm doing it. It's just like, I don't even like being on the play that much for this, because it's like, what am I doing? I have to play my Cryptid Inspector, get it killed to whatever he just manifested, and it's like, no. So the lands worked out, so it was the right choice, because it's like, would you keep this hand on the play if it had a blue land? Yes, so it worked, but it's just, yucky hand. That's really good for me. He's also very convinced he's the aggressive deck, which I love. I love it when my opponents are trying to be like super aggressive. Now, how much removal does he have? Not enough for me to trust his confidence. His confidence looks very unearned now. You want a double block? I don't think you want a double block, but you can. I will let you. Sure. I am cool with that because I feel like I have more card advantage than a lot of these decks, and if his removal is all 1-for-1s, I'll win. Because eventually I do just outscale. Now, him getting 2 Spine Seekers is wild. I wish I had a Spine Seeker right now. Oop. That's gone. That's a toy now. Will he surveil something just to get his Spine Seeker Centipede up bigger? We will toy this, and we will Manifest Dread. We'll put this in here because Fear of Isolation draws it back. And ironically, we keep the 3-land hand, and we are begging for land at this point. No. No. Okay, so he has card advantage, but the hope is that he's flooding. And if he's not flooding, I'm crying. Okay? That's the plan. He better be flooding. That's the whole plan, and I'm sticking to it. Like, ugh. The third Spine Seeker. How wild is that? Yeah. Sure thing. Now, of course, I'm blocking. Sure. Awesome. Boy, does he hate to see that. And that's why we hold up Horde Vigor the whole time. From now on, Horde Vigor's up no matter what. You see, he's thinking, he's like, what can I do? Return target creature. Sure thing. Nice. Death Touch Indestructible. Boom, his 5-mana spell gains 4 life and loses to my 2-mana spell. What better could you ask for? Now, seeing as I literally have enough to cast Slavering still, I'm just very content with this hand. I will even just cast the 7-drop now because it draws a card when he targets it. We'll put one on both of these. Yeah, he'll definitely take that block, and now I have an 8-10 and an 11-11, and that's going to end the game. Because his black-green deck may have a lot of removal, but not that much removal. I could have made a 13-13 and been content with that, but I kind of just felt like I wanted to make the other thing scarier. Yeah, if he could have seen my starting hand, he would be very sad right about now. My deck lives and dies on drawing to the rares, but then it has good draw engines, so it's all okay. Oh, now I've drawn to the same amount of lands as him using, what do you have that makes that make sense to you? Whatever. Cute. I mean, from his perspective, he just got bullied. From my perspective, you just have to know that that's a hand you can keep, and that you're gonna get lucky often enough that it's okay. You're more likely to get mana screwed by not hitting your 5th land than you are getting mana screwed not hitting your 3rd, like your blue land. You're probably gonna hit your blue land. You're not sure if you're gonna hit your 5th land drop, so keeping a 7 card hand is just very, very important. Like, the lower power you are, the more important card advantage is. Awesome. Less awesome. He's an aggro deck, so I'm doing this. But it's not normal and it's not good. It's just like aggro deck, so 1 drop for 1 drop, and then cry. You're joking. Oof. Oh. I hit the land equivalent too. Alright, this is going to be a game where we get run over. Wow. Wow. I don't feel the need to see what you can do to me next. I believe it. I believe that when you keep a hand on the draw and they go Norhin, Arabella, Vicious Clown, you lose that game. I believe them. Now this hand looks a lot more reasonable. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Get him out. That is 6 out of 16 lands down. Defeated. Am I going to have to draw my entire deck to make this Ultraneck playable? Yes, I am, but I can do it. Let's get in for 2. I feel like a clear aggressor here. Lands you control. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. And then on turn 4, we will mill 4, return 2. Good draw spell. I mean, it's just a 3-drop, so we'll play it. But it's kind of, it's pretty useless as a 3-drop. But what do you have? What was the better option? Hey, look, a better option. Well, now this is pretty awesome. Now it's going to tell me a lot about his deck whether or not he picks that up. I think he is going to pick it up. Okay, good. Attack, then sack. What a brilliant idea. Who could have come up with that? And the land draws for sure favor me here. Like, this is a good time to be looking at those lands. Wickerfolk here is acting as a blocker, and Omnivorous Flytrap is going to come down and try to win the game, is essentially what we're looking at. Because we've got a lot of plays next turn. Analyst, Flytrap, hold up Ultraneck for next turn. Ultraneck, draw a card. Whew. Another beautiful thing is that once we've cast Ultraneck, he's probably going to reanimate this again. Sure. Sure. Please draw land. Please. Yay. Please don't cast a spell. Please. Worked last time. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Okay. I cast Paranormal Analyst. I cast Omnivorous Flytrap. Well, now this face down card is looking all that more appealing. Let's remind ourselves that there are currently 10 lands defeated, 1 in hand. Okay, we're tied on life total, and I've got the next swing. He's going to kill Omnivorous Flytrap because it's a requirement at this point. Oh, wow. Nice rare. Okay, and then he's going to super tap my face down card. And I'm going to cast Ultraneck. And be not so happy about it. Show me more removal from your 3-color Reanimator deck. I believe you. You have it. I know you have it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't stinking have it. Look at this nerd. This nerd lost. Now, did I just leave myself dead to a removal spell? Yes. Did he have a removal spell last turn? No. If he has a removal spell, I was dead either way. That's my way of looking at it. Nice. You hate to see it. Well, he drew all the right things, and we did not draw all the right things, so we lost. The poor Inoculus making 1 showing in 6 games is a little sad, but okay. Drew a lot of Ultraneck there. A little more than I'd like to, but whatever. You get what you get. Let's try again. Looking for a trophy. And we open Glassworks, Lionheart Glimmer, Vile Mutilator being the clear best card in the pack, and an Innocuous Rat that someone else will take. Oh, what a strange pack. Too many good green cards. Black card that's really good. Rare is trash. Look, what you do here is you take Vile Mutilator and you cry because you never get any other black cards because everyone tries to play black too much. Or you take the Lionheart Glimmer and you try to play blue-white and then you cry because, like, no. This is just 50-50. And I think you take the Vile Mutilator because it's the highest upside. And then you get past a Patchwork Beastie. A good uncommon. Let's look through here.
Miasma Demon, Fear-Filled Tests, Savior of the Small, Hardened Escort, Glimmerlight, Bashful Beastie are the other 2 cards. Meat Locker is a good card too. Not a great card, but a good enough card. Patchwork Beastie fits in the deck, and it's great, so we're going to pick it. What do I want here? Wither's Intervention is a good card. Keeps us on color. Cautious Survivor is terrible. Let's Play a Game is here, but that's not a card I'm picking. I think we take Wither's Intervention and are sad about it, and then we get past Nowhere to Run. What a good pickup. We just take that and keep moving. Murder. Take it. Keep moving. Where's it at? This is all just great pickups. All of this is good. Veteran Survivor. As long as 3 or more cards are exiled with this, it gets very happy. Sure thing. No. I'm not in love with the 1-drop. What are the odds I take Murky Sewer here and look for a blue-blackish control deck? I could also just take Killer Mask and stay in my lane. I actually really prefer that, because let's just cut. Let's cut hard. Awesome. Because I'm not so worried about the land. And now I have kind of a lean toward blue. I have a lean toward blue and green and a cut black. That's the plan so far. And if I play blue-black, this is actually just a really happy card pool. And if I play green-black, I'd love to see some of that coming through in the future. I'd like to see more good green-blue coming through. Cards that I would love right now are the 2-mana Death Toucher. Cards that I would love right now are more copies of this card and its 2-mana counterpart.
Cards that I would love right now are none of these cards at all, except this one. Sure, the second copy of Murky Sewer. And that's why you don't pick the first copy of Murky Sewer. If blue-black wasn't completely open before, it is now, because no one wants to be blue-black. And we get to grab a late Innocuous Rat, too. Okay, this is the lane. Blue-black is hard open. It just comes down to making sure I'm playing all the good cards and none of the bad cards, and that my blue splash is for the right cards. Or I could play black-green, which is equally scary, but probably a better deck. But it requires you to get some very specific cards to make your 4-drop slot playable. Oh. Maybe it just lines up, though. Okay, Patchwork Beastie, you're out. And grab a Cultist, because why not? Attack in the Box being the worst card. Sure. I'm like 1 card into 2 colors, 3 cards into another. It's like, at least I know I'm black. Enter the Enigma, truly a card of all time. This just doesn't have a place. It's a bad, bad, bad card. Sure. Okay, look. We've seen a lot of blue-black get passed around. We take the stay hidden, stay silent, and we stay on track for blue-black, and if we get super lucky, Skullcap Nuisance comes back around. That would be awesome. We just don't have enough enchantments to make that card good right now, and maybe we pick up more enchantments and then we get it back. So we're going to keep the lane of blue, because at this point, there's not enough good green cards here to freak me out. So we're just going to, oh yeah, keeping the blue path. We're just blue now. We're just blue now. Yep. This is good blue removal tribal. Seeing a growing dread get passed around is a little suspicious, but we'll just take keys because it's always nice to have one keys in your deck. It's really tempting to pick up Terramorphic Expanse. I'm actually going to value this a little higher. It has a lot of the same effect, and I'm not convinced we're a deck that's going to care about the second ability yet. This deck could still turn out really bad, because right now we're casting Vile Mutilator as a true 7-drop off of Innocuous Rat and nowhere to run. Or like Unable to Scream and force it. Or we're casting it off of Unable to Scream and just forcing them to sacrifice the creature. Like, there are better options too. We're not as locked in as I'm probably feeling like. Valgavoth's Faithful. Yes, you're in. You make the cut. With Vile Mutilator sitting right there, you make the cut. I want to make it to 14 in the next 6. So I want to get 3 good cards. I want 50% playable cards. Arabella, Popular Egoist, another Patchwork Beastie. We're out of green. We are disenfranchised from green. We take Popular Egoist and we cry a little about it and we move on. Patchwork Beastie just sitting there. It's not even one of the colors I have a land for. Let's be real here, that probably makes the cut. And since we're a control deck, Cultist probably does too. Why is this card so highly rated? I'll take the rare because I don't know what else to take. I mean, there are a lot of mid black and blue enchantments that could work with Central Elevator, to be clear. If you read the card as just 4 mana draw 2, that's not so bad. Sure. My one of Duskmourn's Domination. That'll make the deck. Put in one more kill spell, why not? Awesome. You will love that. Enchantments, we're at 7 enchantments. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Nine creatures, 7 enchantments. Okay. You know, this is one of those decks that I think just makes this card work. No way. Pick 11 Razorkin Hordecaller. I'm taking that just so I don't have to play against it. Okay, tell me red's open without telling me red's open. They're probably just two really deep red Okay. Okay. The top end found me. I thought I was looking for the top end, and I was wrong. What an insane pick 1 through 3. Just awesome. Central Elevator is not looking like what this deck is trying to do. And we're about 5 cards off of exactly where we want to be. Is this indestructible? Gains lifelink. Is this good in my deck? 7 enchantments. It's meh. It's meh in my deck. But a meh 3-drop in a deck that needs 3 drops is a 3-drop indeed. And Underwater Silo. Oh. I'm not getting Tunnel back. I just have to accept that. Solid 4-drop. Solid 5-drop. Whoops. Okay, we'll play it if we have to. I mean, this deck feels great. The only thing I'd want is if I could pick up like one more enchantment. I want it. I want it, I want it, I want it. I want it so bad, but I should pick this instead. But I want it. I don't need it. Okay, I escaped without picking it up. It's a sad day for me, but it's a day indeed. Free 4-drop. Violent Urge, because red was giga open. I never saw like a ton of great red cards. Green red might have been the most open deck, just looking at my sideboard. This is wild. This is absurd. This should never happen. If I was green, I'm probably first picking this card. Like, what? No one must have been red.
Wow. And then we get to pick up another Twist Reality. And a ticket booth is just there, and then Norin can go away. There was room for a blue-red deck in this draft somewhere. Not the deck that I was going to end up playing, but it's there. Okay, how's my typing? 3 artifacts, 8 enchantments, 4 instants, no sorceries. Okay. Probably not the Let's Play a Game deck. I'll text him, but I know he's taking a test right now, so it might be a minute. Is your window unlocked? Oh wait, I didn't think about that. Fox News Democracy, all day coverage.
Wait, first polls close. Does that mean that polls close soon? Oh wait, it's looking at okay.
Wow.
Huh.
It looks pretty good right now.
Okay. Do you know okay, I know I think Nash has master keys too, I don't know.
No. We all use the same master keys that belong to Lane. He actually just has one.
Okay.
You could also, have you ever lost your keys before?
This is my first time.
Go to the McAfee and they have a spare key for you there.
Okay.
And you can do it once for free now, and then if you ever lose them again, it's $2.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever have this happen and we're not here, you can always use
Yeah,
it. Good to see him.
Alright, thank you.
There's only 2 types of guys out there. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. When I crack that whip, everyone is going to trip just like a circus. Would I rather have a second? I'll take the Killer's Mask.